You're listening to The Dean Blundell Show on 102.1 The Edge. Some of the material in The Dean Blundell Show is not suited for all audiences. Listener discretion is strongly advised.
The time when the operation of the machine becomes so odious, makes you so sick at heart that you can't take part. You can't even passively take part. And you've got to put your bodies upon the gears and upon the wheels, upon the levers, upon all the apparatus, and you've got to make it stop.
The Dean Blundell Show, 102.1 The
This is your Edge Files with Dean Blundell on the Edge.
A horny dolphin dry humped an innocent tourist after diving on top of her from its pool in a video that's gone viral all over the internet. Have you seen this?
I haven't seen it.
It's awesome. Oh, man. So this dolphin gets it. It's in Cuba, right? And they're doing this little show. And so hey, come on down. So this 19-year-old girl comes down. They say, have a seat here and feed the dolphin. So the dolphin's between the girl's legs. And then it jumps out of the water, straddles her, right between her legs. And you can see it start going. Like it's only for 20 seconds. It would be something the drug head would do in his spare time. Yeah. It would only be it was 20 seconds long, bang, bang, bang. And then after it's done, the woman in the crowd, who apparently is the mom that's recorded everything, just starts dying laughing.
Oh, that's cool.
Her daughter's getting it from a porpoise. And she's like, that's hilarious.
Oh, I'm watching now. Yeah. Oh my God.
I know. He's going right at it. And then the dolphin dives back in the water, turns around and shakes his head at it like, hey, you had fun too.
Yeah.
I know you liked it.
He lit up a cigarette after. Yeah.
Dolphin jumped in the water, just went, you whore.
That is so funny.
Good for the dolphin. I love when nature strikes back.
How bad does that make the chick feel?
Well, she was laughing. Didn't look like it made her feel too bad, so it must have been some time between.
This is the funniest video in the entire world.
I know, it's the best.
He gives the whole nod after, too.
I know, that's what I said. He gives it the old, hey, you liked it, babe.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Yeah, you liked
awesome.
it. You wanted it. You liked
but
that.
because she's sitting with her legs in the water, and she opens up her legs, which is even funnier.
And then the dolphin gets a little, oh, you opened your legs. That's my thing, right? I'm going to get
it was
in
an
there
invite.
now. Yeah. Hey. Ooh.
Oh, my.
But it smells like the ocean, you say. Well, that's familiar. Maybe that's what he did. Chum. That's familiar. He jumped right on top of it and just started getting... God, it's a funny... Can you post it on my blog? I'll send it to you. You'll check it out. It's very funny. 39-year-old Whitesnake fan. Let me repeat that. A 39-year-old Whitesnake fan, not only stupid, but suing city officials in Newport, Connecticut after missing the start of the band's December gig due to a fact that she spilled on some puke at a leisure center that the band was performing at. Let me get you again. Whitesnake was performing at a leisure center. Some 55-year-old Whitesnake fan drank way too much Listerine, puked their face off when they went, and then this woman comes in. She's like, whoop, right in the puke. These are her injuries. She had some bruising and some trauma. She's suing Whitesnake for over $1 million, saying it appears the presence of the vomit was not reported by the staff. Therefore, this person suffered pretty serious injuries, including bruising and soreness to her knees and muscle spasms. Yeah, it's usually what chicks experience after a Whitesnake concert, isn't it?
Or just the average person just pukes when you play one of their songs.
Yeah. Here I go. Yeah. Usually chicks come back from Whitesnake concerts with sore knees, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Something else pukes.
Yeah. The wiener. And this is just another reason why you shouldn't store your gun down your pants in Nevada. A guy's gun went off, apologized to other theater goers before leaving Tuesday night at the screening of the Bourne Legacy. A lot of shootings. This one unintentional in a movie theater. Went to the hospital for a gunshot wound to his ass. Cops said the 56-year-old was found at the hospital nearby. He's being treated for a through-and-through gunshot wound from one butt cheek to the other. Went right through his ass cheeks.
Oh.
Yeah. The man told police the gun fell out of his pocket and discharged when it hit the theater floor. Witnesses said, yeah, that happened. The guy didn't mean to. He stood up and he apologized profusely and said, you have nothing to worry about. That's when he ushered himself. This is a tough guy.
Yeah.
Not only is he a complete stupid idiot, but he's pretty tough. So the gun falls out. It goes up. It shoots him through one ass cheek.
Yeah.
Goes right through. Just misses his, what do you call that, prostate gland.
Oh, wow.
Or prostate. The thing that squeezes all the juice out, and then it goes right through the other buttock, and it lodges in the seat. No one else was hurt.
He's got a loose ass.
Yeah.
Well, if it's going through his ass and stopping in a seat cushion at a movie theater.
Yeah, he's 56. He's not the tightest
Oh,
ass.
that's why. Yeah, he's got a saggy ass.
Yeah, one of those old man saggy asses.
Yeah, that's gross.
Yeah, it's totally gross. Anyway.
But it's funny, too, because he's like, I got shot in the ass twice. It's like,
Oh, yeah. This is your Edgefiles, whatever the hell day it is, in August year 2012.
The Edgefiles
On 102.1.
The Edge.
Attention citizens of Florida! Attention citizens of Louisiana!
The Dean Blundell Show.
It's gonna be category 5 or greater!
102.1.
I'm dizzy!
Todd on the street, hearing what the people say. Todd on the street.
hey, it's Todd on the street, and today I'm going to find out, are you excited for Sausagefest?
Oh, yeah, I'm excited. Hey, how are you? Yeah, I'm excited. And the next thing I know, I'm there. Sausagefest. Well, $2. And
What do you got in your hand there to drink?
yeah, nothing that I want to drink, but
Listerine
yeah.
with some ice?
I wish I had some liquor. I wish I had real liquor.
That's right.
I love Sausagefest. I do.
You excited for Sausagefest?
Oh, man, that's so awesome. Oh, man. I'm totally illiterate when it comes to technology, man. I'm old school. I'm 53 years old. I have no idea what you're doing.
Talking to you, man.
Oh, that's cool. Hey, man. I love you. Hey, that's f***ing awesome, man.
You excited for Sausagefest?
Where is it at?
Sound Academy.
What near?
Lakeshore and Cherry Street.
What time?
Saturday around 2 o'clock.
I'll be there.
All right, bro. How you guys doing?
Not too bad.
How are you, man?
Yeah.
Hey, bud, so you excited for Sausagefest tomorrow?
No, I've never even heard of it.
Not excited for Sausagefest. Now, come on.
Tonight.
Is there an early bird special? Who are you? You Sausagefest, you labradoodle?
I'm at Sausagefest.
Get out of here. Take your sausages and beat it.
How you doing? Excited?
How you doing?
Good, good. Are you excited for Sausagefest tomorrow?
What? I just want to just compliment on your body there.
That's nice of you. Thank you. Have you heard of Sausagefest?
No, I love Sausagefest.
Yeah. Can I ask you, ma'am, are you excited for Sausagefest?
No, too old for that.
Oh, you're never too old to have fun. And you, sir, excited for Sausagefest?
Meatballs.
You want to go to Meatball Fest?
Yes.
But just bust it out there, man. What's your name?
Todd.
Excited for Sausagefest?
Yeah, excited. Yeah, very excited, man.
Who's playing, you know?
Sausage, hot dogs,
Who else is playing?
McDoubles, turkey club.
What else? Who else is playing there?
They got the back bacons.
Back Bacons, they're good. Who else? I like this.
Pass the heads.
All right. What else? You know anyone else playing?
I'm thinking chili dogs.
Yeah, chili dogs. Awesome.
That's what you're looking for, chili dogs.
Yeah, and it's all happening where?
The Chili Fest.
No, sausage.
Sausage Fest, yeah.
Can I ask you, are you excited for Sausagefest this weekend?
No, I'm not. Not interested in it.
You don't want to go?
No, don't want to go. Had enough sausages in my life.
I'm excited to see a Sausagefest.
What do you call it? I forget the name of it. Mini weeds. I don't have another name for the band. They run out of names.
Thanks, bud.
What do you mean?
Sausagefest, you excited for it?
Oh, oui, man. Penche-toi, gros chien.
What are you saying? What's he saying?
Said Bon Swiggle Shen.
Yeah, man. You coming?
Of course not.
You guys excited for Sausage Fest?
Sausage Fest?
Good to see you.
Yeah, Sausage Fest on Saturday.
Oh, yeah? I don't know.
Sorry, sir. You yet, man. I like your diesel jeans. Diesel jeans, rock.
Bro, you excited for Sausage Fest?
Yeah.
Yeah. You want, it's a free concert. Come on down, man.
Yeah, where?
Sound Academy.
All right, Sausage Fest! Sausage Fest! Sausage Fest!
Todd on the street. Todd on the street.
The Dean Blundell Show. Mornings on The Edge.
And now, the Dean Blundell Show presents The Week in Review. Yes. It's true. Week in Review.
So, Sausage Fest tomorrow, and in all honesty, one of the greatest days that we have every year. Probably the best day we have working every year. Because we do a show for 3 hours. We do it in front of a few thousand people, and we appreciate you. It's just nice to see you, Because we do this all the time. We don't see anybody. We just sit here.
When we do see you, though, you don't have to slap us real hard, like on the back of the neck or something. You don't have to go crazy.
Yeah, and ladies.
Yeah.
Ladies.
Yeah.
I probably won't F you if you ask me to.
Oh, and I was going to say, yeah, you can take
Todd
with
will.
your mouth. Oh, yeah.
So save it for me and go straight to Todd. Yeah, you will. You'll let someone touch it for sure. Yeah. But really what tomorrow is about is just hanging out.
Yeah.
Speaking of hanging out, fellas, last year I saw a couple of you walk around with your zipper open and your wieners out laughing.
What were they doing that?
Right when I got there. Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and they're touching it. They're touching it to people. So when I say we're going to hang out, if you could not do that this year, plus a couple of our vendors didn't return this year because people peed on them.
That's right. It's a true story. Big advertisers.
Huge.
For some reason, two people got peed on. They were both big advertisers. That's a true story.
So they didn't want their employees in the hazardous materials department while they're making hot dogs or something. Leads. So, folks, I think what we're saying is don't pee on anyone tomorrow. Unless, of course, it's mutually beneficial. It leads us to your week in review.
You join us.
Donut shop where they bump.
Butthole tattoo.
Pink eye was the one that got you, right?
Penis breath.
Tip of the knobber.
Oh.
Darker night rises.
3 nuts.
Yeah. Effing pump.
These nuts.
Pee hole.
Not deer nuts.
Girl got it in the face from some guy.
Deer dong in a purse.
Geriatric slut.
Go medieval on your ass.
It's creeping on the bunghole is so loud.
Fully naked.
And then he got released.
Owner, everything.
Much like my penis has.
Music down. He goes like this. He goes,
Thank you.
Dropped the bitch bomb in there before.
Thank you, bitch.
Faster than us through a duck. And then they eat another sausage.
You're a douchebag.
There's a porn with those two in it. Two chicks make out. It's beautiful. You shouldn't text and drive. You shouldn't masturbate and drive.
You don't have to look down at it.
Gonorrhea now can kill you.
Stop creeping on my bunghole.
Give our women chlamydia.
Yeah.
Check her for a penis later.
Who's the pitcher? Who's the catcher? Or do you guys both do both?
Millions of condoms.
In the junk.
Scope it out.
You have a little STD with you right now?
Wank and yank move.
Dick wallet.
Insane!
Is that one of those face-sitting parties,
Yeah, I like
Todd?
that. Oh, so the raccoon is eating your daughter's face.
Totally off the wiener now, too?
Oh,
You
no,
just
don't
want-
get me wrong. I absolutely love it.
Dale no dome.
Yeah, Dale no dome. You got to go no dome. Like a wiener cobra.
Watch it, dude. Holy shit. I only ran someone over.
Cheese nuts.
But I gotta wait in line.
Poop breath.
Fat ass.
Gonorrhea laden. This is the only insult he can manage.
He is a spitting cobra.
Carpet and a pussy.
Gotta love those switch hitting lesbos.
Hit me with a leather strap made from bacon.
Oh my God, I just really want this guy inside
Don't
me.
tell me I don't make bones.
Pretty tight.
Stop, my ass is on fire.
Did you end up hand blasting any of them? The winning
That's how I held up the winners, bud.
Kilimanjaro of poo.
I'll still have sex with it.
Why don't you try and sing right now?
No way.
Okay, then try and masturbate then. Okay.
I can totally do that.
You want a wet wipe?
Triple play psych.
Beaver's a busy.
Hairy, right?
Hairy, diseased, wet rabid beaver.
Who gets the vagina?
Attached itself to the guy's chest like a suction cup.
Is it a 2.5?
One girl's like a little more whorish than the other girl.
Well, that's putting your heads together.
It smelled and looked like a carp fish at first.
Can you eat beaver? Don't throw stones at diseased beaver. So
Is she just along for the ride? What if she didn't want to do it? What if she didn't want to be there? What if
give
she's
her an
like,
iPad.
all right, go ahead and ask that D. I'm going to play some Angry Bird.
This is the Dean Blundell Show.
We are dickhead free.
102.1 The Edge.
Red gas, everybody.
Hey, man.
Are you kidding me?
What's up?
What is going on?
Excited to have you back. You're here a couple of days early for Sausage Fest tomorrow. You pumped?
Yeah, last time I was here was nuts.
People love you, man.
We ended up adding a bunch of shows at this bar.
Yeah.
And then the owner started hitting me up for money.
What?
You had to give him money?
Yeah, he wanted me to give him money, and I was like, I just brought you 1,000 people to, and he's like, yeah, this is the worst thing that's ever happened. I need some help. And
What?
And yeah, it was. Then he.
Are you serious?
I'm totally serious. Then he started scalping tickets to my show, overselling the show, and saying, I have to do this. I need money to pay for my costs. And I'm like, isn't that what extra business does? Is
Where was the bar?
I don't want to say the name of the place, but he ended up scalping tickets to my show, so he oversold the show.
This is unbelievable.
He oversold my shows and made them dinner reservations. He said, "I'll tell you what, for X amount of dollars, I'll get you into the comedy show to go see this guy, and I'll give you a dinner reservation." And he gave them priority to sit up front. So everyone who was excited to come see me, who had already heard me on the air, that bought tickets, were now legitimately are now in the back in the corners, or in some cases around the sides where they can't even see me.
So they were over capacity because he oversold it, and then he gave other people preferential treatment, and then he scalped the tickets.
Yeah,
to his
so
own.
I know there were people who were saying like, dude, what's going on here? And it was completely out of my hands. I was a little worried because I was, I'm here by myself, and I was a little intimidated.
You're young and you're a virgin.
I really didn't know, but yeah, it was a mess. And then, but when you guys called me up, when I left, you guys were like, dude, we want you to come back. We're going to have you do an event called Edge Fest. And I was like, that sounds great.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome. There's a bunch of live bands. Awesome. And then when I came home, you guys called me up and said, Sausage Fest is where you would fit in. And I was like, what about the Edge Fest? What about...
believe it or not, there are more people at Sausage Fest.
Yeah, I didn't...
Well, and more people who are like totally in tune with what's going on, like not wandering fields and doing stuff. So
is that right?
Yeah.
People will love you.
Trying to explain to my comedian friends in LA, like, I'm going to Toronto Big Festival. Oh, what is it? And I go, it's like... festival. It's like, just like, what's it called? It's like the coolest. I don't even know, man. It's so cool.
Festival.
I can't brag. I can't brag there by in LA and go like, I'm at Sausage Fest.
Well, the reason why we gave it the name Sausage Fest, and we came up with this idea a few years ago, probably 6-7 years ago. We wanted to throw this thing, but no one would let us do it. So our buddy Zeke's like, I'll do it. What the hell? Because he had a venue. So we started throwing it at Sound Academy. I thought, I just want it to be free, and I want everybody to get a free hot dog. And that's why we called it Sausage Fest. In all honesty, that was the whole reason.
Because women are there.
There's tons.
There's
really?
a lot of
tons
jean shorts and a lot of tank tops.
And a lot of boobs, a lot of flashing.
Really?
Oh, tons.
Yeah.
You're kidding.
No, tons.
Because I looked at your website,
Dude, I'll show you.
and it's all dudes.
No, hang on. Yeah, it's mostly dudes.
That's... But the people do flash us. I didn't say if it was guys or girls' boobs, but there's boobs.
So I'm going to be on the air with you guys from Sausage Fest, and then I'm going to do some stand-up comedy.
Yeah, you are
at Sausage Fest.
Yeah.
How do you get tickets to Sausage Fest?
You win them. You just enter online. It's just totally free of charge. Yeah.
That's the only way you win.
Yeah, because we're just giving back, and much like your comedy show, sometimes you got to turn people away. We own that.
Yeah, I was kind of bummed out. I straightened it out. I'm going to be back at the beginning of next year. There's a comedian friend of mine from Toronto named Russell Peters. I don't know if you ever had him.
Yeah. He was on with us recently. He's a great guy.
Great guy.
Yeah, Russell Russell was like, look, man, next time you go back, I know where you need to go. And he turned me on to some promoters, and so it'll be a much better situation.
Well, what happened last night? You got here a couple days ago, right?
Yeah, I'm like, last night. I flew in last night.
Craig Gass, our guest today, he's an impressionist comedian, actor, and he's going to be at Sausage Fest doing some stuff with us. And you flew in last night.
I flew in last night, and I got a ton of weed on me now because everyone was like handing me weed at this. There's like I always go try to find stand-up comedy places to go to
that sell weed.
No, it was
like you just walk in, like you come unannounced. You just sort of show up.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool,
I'll meet some local comedians. I'll find some local comedians. I'll look for an open mic.
Yep.
And every night that I'm not performing my shows, I'll go and look for someplace to get on stage. And someone turned me on to an open mic at a weed bar.
I didn't even know about this.
Yeah, there's like weed bars all over Toronto and
vapor lounges, weed bars.
Yeah, but I didn't know comedy, like comedians would go there. I mean, I get it because it's like an easy audience for the laugh, right? But I mean,
yeah, and I don't even smoke, but everyone just like gave me like, dude, that was awesome, man. Can I hear some?
Maybe because you're associated with us, they think that you just automatically need some.
Maybe, but that was like the most baked. It was like the most quiet crowd I've ever performed in front of, and I really, after a few minutes, I really wanted to stop and go, you guys speak English, right? Because you're all like staring at me. Like it was this weird, but it was cool. They were just smoking and nobody moved. Mm-hmm. Like I've never been in a place where you perform and nobody gets up to get a drink or anything. They don't sell beer. They sell water and soda and tons of candy. It's like snacks, chocolate and candy and. So I'm like a walking prison conviction right now. I've got all this weed.
You could probably sell a bag of kettle corn popcorn in there for $400.
Yeah, man, Doritos are expensive, but I don't care.
Yeah, it's the cleanest way of doing business.
It was really, really crazy, and I'm just I don't know what to expect for tomorrow. I don't understand. Like,
I pulled up a picture of this is Flavor Flav of last year's. I'll just show you on my phone from last year. Hang on.
Thank God it's not Public Enemy. I followed Public Enemy once. In Hartford, Connecticut, in front of 20,000 people, and I walked out on stage, and the first words out of my mouth, I just said, "How you guys doing tonight?" And I heard someone go, "Kill him!" it wasn't "you suck" or "get off the stage." It was "kill him."
Well, they get crazy in Hartford because there's nothing to do.
Yeah, there really is.
So they're just really pissed already because there's nothing to do past 10.
So tomorrow,
this is just Flavor Flav perform in front of everyone?
That's it. Wow. Yeah. There's a lot of people, dude.
And that's who I'll be doing stand-up from front of?
Yeah.
I do have some great news. I have found out that apparently a bunch of celebrities are in town and filming a movie.
Yeah.
And I think I can get some of them to come join you for the broadcast tomorrow for Sausage
you're kidding?
Fest. Yeah. I think that Christopher Walken, Al Pacino,
Alpa,
Tracy Morgan,
no way.
They all want to come down to Sausage Fest.
What did Christopher say when you asked him?
I said, Chris, you want to go down to Sausage Fest? And he said,
I'd prefer to go to Edge Fest if you could, because it sounds cooler to tell my friends.
Can we read some Kim Kardashian tweets?
Oh, we haven't done that in a while. Yeah.
The Dean Blundell Show. Mornings. On the Edge.
Craig Gass is here, and we are going to be appearing at Edge Fest or Sausage Fest this weekend. Now, Sausage Fest is a listener appreciation party, and Craig, you're bringing some friends.
Yeah, I heard some guys are in town filming a movie, and I think I can get some of them to come down.
And Christopher Walken, you said, might be able to
I guess Christopher Walken's supposed to come down at Sausage Fest.
Yeah.
He's going to try to come down, and Tracy Morgan was talking about coming down.
What did Tracy say when you talked to him about it?
He said, "I'll go down there if you let me film my porno in the parking lot. I'm going to make a porno. Any ladies want to be in a porno? You want to go to Sausage Fest? You go inside the Sound Academy. You want to be in a movie called Men in Black? You come out in a white van out in the parking lot. That's the name of my movie. Bring your own shoehorn. I'm making love to you. I'm making love to you. Me and Jimmy Cliff gonna be tag teaming everybody in town. Me and Jimmy Cliff. I saw Jimmy Cliff walk in. I got excited. I dropped a brown shark right here in the studio. I got excited.
I haven't seen Tracy in a while, so I don't have any news stories.
Someone emailed me today and said they stayed up just to watch Letterman because of you, because Tracy Morgan was on.
Yeah?
Yeah, dude. You people love you here. I'm getting all kinds of email.
The thing that's scary is I do this impression of Tracy, and I go around the country doing the impression of Tracy, and then I'll see Tracy, and he knows there's a guy named Craig Gass that goes around doing an impression of him, but he doesn't connect it to me. And I think I told you last time I saw him, I was like, hey, Tracy, what's going on? He goes, hey, what's up, Sergio? And he hugged me, and I was like, who the hell's Sergio? It doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
Now, you bring up a good point. These guys that know you do their impressions, and we talked once about Christopher Walken at that roast that you were at, and how he's like, that's impressive. But what about Al Pacino? Does he know you do your? Does he know you do his thing?
I prank called him I did a roast of Gene Simmons.
Yeah.
And during pre-production, we were rehearsing, and the guys who work at Gene Simmons Family Jewels were telling me that Tracy Tweed, who's Shannon Tweed's sister, is a buddy of Al Pacino.
Oh, yeah? Hey, good for Al Pacino.
See, that's what I said.
Yeah.
And I mean, for her, I was like, oh, man, poor girl, but... So the way I found out is because the guys that do Gene Simmons Family Jewels are trying to get me to prank call her as Al Pacino and say awful stuff to her, which I just think is mean.
Yeah.
But we get to the rehearsal for the roast, and I see this is actually on film. This is actually on YouTube. Because they were filming while her and I were talking.
Yeah.
And she said, I know Al. And I go, I heard. And she goes, you know what? Has he ever heard you do the Al Pacino impression? I go, no. And she goes, we should call him. I go, let's call him. Go ahead. She calls him up. And then I'm getting nervous. And she goes, I got his voicemail. I go, leave a message. She goes, hold on. Hey, sexy. Like, what kind of an opening is that for a 70-year-old man? Hey, sexy. I'm sitting here with a friend of yours. Tell him it's his brother. It's your brother? Tell him it's Al Pacino. His name's Sal Pacino. And I go, just give me the phone. He's going to leave you a message.
Hi, Al. Boy, oh boy. This is very uncomfortable for me, but Mom and Dad did not tell you the whole story. Hoo-ah.
And then I handed the phone back. And she grabbed the phone and she goes, all right, give me a call. I'll see you. And she hangs up and she goes, boy, I hope you liked that. And I go, boy, me too. And I wasn't around when he called back, but apparently he called back and said, like, that was great. I really liked it. There's something I just recently, I'm going to be in trouble for soon.
Oh.
I called Tom Arnold. Had announced when they announced the Roseanne roast that he wasn't going to do the roast.
He did, though.
I called the executive producer because I've been looking for an angle to get in on a Comedy Central roast.
Yeah.
I called the executive producer as Tom Arnold, and he picked up the phone. And I talked to him for 5 minutes saying awful stuff about Roseanne. But instead of laughing, he was sympathetic towards me. And then I felt kind of awkward, and I never followed up on it again. And I found, when I saw that he was on the roast, Roseanne, I've never said this on the air.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I still need to call the guy back as Tom Arnold and say, hey, that was me. But Roseanne said the way it all happened is that Tom Arnold contacted Comedy Central. But that was me.
That was you.
Calling, it's a guy at
So the reason why Tom Arnold was there, because they said it was amazing that he was there because their divorce was so acrimonious, and they hated each other. They have hated each other for like 20 years.
Yeah.
Well, what were you saying to the executive producer?
Well, it's like when I got in on the Gene Simmons roast, I called the executive producers of the Gene Simmons roast as Gene and said,
if you want to have a great roast, I've got a great idea. How about we make some money by pre-taping the roast and selling it online for $1,000 pop or whatever. I just called it as Gene, and I said a bunch of Gene stuff. This guy, I called this Tom. I go, they said, hi, 10th Planet Productions. I go, hi, is Jeff in? Who can I tell him is calling? I have Tom Arnold on the phone. Oh, hold on. And then I hear this guy get on, and he goes, hello? And I go, hi, is this Jeff? And he said, yeah. And I go, oh, I got Tom Arnold for you. Hold on. Hey, buddy, what's going on? And he goes, hey, Tom, how are you? And I go, I'm doing great. Listen, I've been hearing about the roast, and I just feel very uncomfortable. And he goes, Tom, I know we all go through a lot of things in life, and I understand. I go, well, here's the thing. It's kind of a long story. The reason I didn't want to do it, it's kind of a long story. Roseanne's a whore.
Actually, that's the whole story. That's actually the whole story. So, but here's the thing: is the reason I don't want to do the roast is that I don't know if you know that she actually got me addicted to drugs. She got me addicted to painkillers, and that's why I don't want to be on. And he goes like, I did not know that. Of course, well, I mean, have you ever had 400 pounds of flesh bouncing on your balls? That takes a lot of pressure, and you need some kind of pain relief. And the guy just went, you know what? I can't comment on that. But Tom, all I want to tell you is I haven't spoke to Roseanne yet, but I think it'd be a great thing. I go, all right, man. Well, I'm just gonna go. And then I got his email address, and I said, give me your email address. And then I emailed him. I set up a fake account for Tom Arnold called Clean Break Tom at Gmail, because I know that Tom has a production company called Clean Break Production.
Deep, man.
And then I sent some videos of me roasting Gene Simmons. I sent a video of me doing a roast of Tommy Lee, and I said, hey, this is a comedian named Craig Guest. Have you ever heard of him? And he never wrote back. But I know then Tom Arnold ended up on the roast. So.
Yeah, well, good for you for getting him there.
Yeah, it's all 'cause
I
of
saw
you.
a clip of it. Looks very uncomfortable.
You know what? The executive producer, he finally got in touch with Tom Arnold. He said, listen, it's either you or some impressionist.
Yeah.
He never.
I'll do it.
Okay, yeah.
I never got worried about it. I actually tweeted Tom a couple days ago. I know Tom feels weird about me because I go around the country doing an impression of him saying awful stuff where I out people who are supposed to be so, or like I just come on and go, hey man, yeah, well, it's great to be here in Toronto. I was actually at a meeting last night, a Cocaine Anonymous meeting with Wayne Gretzky. I probably shouldn't say that out loud. It's supposed to be anonymous, but but he's it's kind of funny because,
which by the way isn't true.
Of course.
Yeah,
but that's the whole thing. He says Tom Arnold. I'll say, Bob Costas is my sponsor, and like, what, Bob Costas? And it's all like a joke, and it's like a running joke where I just out people who I meet in programs, and then when I first met him, it was at the roast of Cheech and Chong, and I go, Tom, hey man, I'm Craig Gass, and he goes, oh hey man, oh you are great, yeah, you are great, and that said it all. That definitely said it all.
Yeah, this is uninterested meeting. All right, whatever.
Yeah, well, but he killed. He went up and he killed at the roast.
He's a funny guy.
He's a really funny guy.
Yeah.
I got bumped for Wilmer Valderrama from the Cheech and Chong roast because Wilmer was on that 70s show, and Tommy Chong had a regular character on that 70s show, so they asked me, they said, listen, he's more appropriate for the show, so they bumped me for him. And Tom said, I don't even know who Wilmer Valderrama is. I mean, I don't know, who is that guy? And I go, well, he's on a TV show. You know what he's famous for?
His big dong.
And he's had sex with Lindsay Lohan,
every hot chick,
Christina, Britney Spears, like everyone. And then Tom goes out on stage and he goes, and hey, Wilmer Valderrama's here. Wilmer, I don't know anything about you, but apparently you've had sex with Lindsay Lohan. Wow, I guess it is possible to bang somebody's brains out. That's great.
I woke up to go get me a cold pop. I said, oh, Lord Jesus, it's
The Dean Blundell Show.
Then I ran out. I didn't grab no shoes or nothing, Jesus.
Dean Blundell Show.
I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that.
We just had one of the greatest performances. I'd say the greatest performance we've ever had in 12 years of the show by none other than reggae legend Jimmy Cliff.
Wow. Thank you all very much.
Thank you so very, very much.
Thank you.
Now, listen, thanks for coming in. The new album is called Rebirth. We heard the song One More off it. Do you have no end in sight? And I know you said one more, but there's got to be a couple more.
Well, it's the one more is just for the moment, because we always know within ourselves that we have one more thing inside of us, one more day to live, whatever it is that one more in that sense. Mm-hmm. But in terms of how much more on what else I have to do, there's a lot more.
Jimmy Cliff, our guest, performing at the Phoenix tomorrow night. You can get tickets for it, I still believe. Can you still get a couple tickets for it? Okay. Yeah. Go see it. It's truly, our news director is here and he's shaking.
Yeah.
Because he said the only thing you want to do, you must get a lot of that from people that have listened to you. You've inspired them over the years because you're very positive. What do people normally say to you when they see you other than, hey, man?
Well, one of the great things which I call success is like somebody come to me and say, I went through the Vietnam War or I went through that, and it's your music that really helped me to get through that. Wow. Or somebody might say, I was a dropout in school and I listened to your music, and now I am a teacher and I'm teaching my children with your music and that kind of thing. You know, things like that. So, I mean, that is real success for me.
But did you feel the same way about music growing up? Didn't you feel the same kind of power from music and
Absolutely.
and the same influence?
Absolutely. Yeah. And, you know, some of the heroes that I grew up looking towards.
Yeah, who were yours?
Like, inspiring people to me were people like Ray Charles, Sam Cooke, Fats Domino, Smiley Lewis, you know, all those kind of people. I never got to meet them.
No,
really. No.
Well, they were heavy drinkers.
Yeah.
You used to play with Bob Marley, though, a bit, right?
Well, I gave Bob his first break.
Wow.
Did you not? Yeah. This is a great story. Tell us a story about how you
Well,
got-
you know, I started my career long before Bob, and then Desmond Decker came by one day. I was playing the piano, and I auditioned his songs, and he got through, and he recorded his first song. He was working with Bob Marley at a welding place. He went back and said, you know, I met Jimmy Cliff, and I got my song recorded. Then Bob came down, sang his songs. I auditioned him, and I chose about 3 of his songs. And
Which songs did you choose?
I chose a song called One Cup of Coffee, one song called Judge Not, and another song called Terror. Mm-hmm. And those 3 songs kind of sum up the character that he has grew to become. Mm-hmm. You know, lover, revolutionary, and somebody who's aware of himself. You know, so that was it, and we had a great relationship from then on.
Mm-hmm.
Could you see when his success came? Could you see that coming? Did it surprise you, or was it?
No, what I saw somebody who had a great sense of rhythm and a great sense of words. So, in fact, he was a poet, and I saw that, and I saw with his great sense of rhythm added to his poetry, he could be great. So I was not surprised.
Did you also see that he would have such great hair?
Yeah.
he had some then, but didn't grow them too long then.
Do you get tired of people offering you weed because you are?
Well, here's how it works. If you play rock and roll, people offer you some cocaine.
Right.
If you play jazz, people offer you some heroin. If you play blues, some people offer you some booze. If you play reggae,
Well, we appreciate you being here, Jimmy Cliff. Tomorrow night at the Phoenix. Please go see him. Still a few tickets left for it. Also, you can get his new album Rebirth. Go to jimmycliff.com.
A legend right here.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you,
Jimmy Cliff. Everybody.
thank you very much indeed.
The Dean Blundell Show on the Edge.
Gas is here still. Jimmy Cliff performed live, and we were genuinely mesmerized by that guy.
Did you see? I was crying during.
You were crying?
I think you made me cry like in the 6 months of doing this job 12 years ago.
Yeah.
And that was the second time I cried. Like, I don't know why.
What was the first time you cried?
He was in a diaper at Union Station.
Yeah. And then,
really?
And the security guard goes, you know, the last person here crapped himself. They were so nervous because I was in handcuffs, and I looked at him. I was crying, but I go, well, good thing I'm in a diaper at least.
Why were you crying in the diaper?
Because I made him beg for his job. He was being a dick. I fired him. He begged for his job back. I said, go down to Union Station in a man diaper and tell everybody you're
I'm
a big pussy.
baby.
Big baby.
And then they arrested me. Well, they arrested. I was in handcuffs.
So I go pick him up. This is a true story. Go to Union Station. I pick him up, right? And he's on this bench, and it's full of feces. This bench. Well, it looks like it.
Well, it's like just the old. They don't.
It's like a police station. In the Union Station, in a train station, police station, not the cleanest, Craig. Yeah. So anyway, and I walk in, he's in a diaper, he's handcuffed with his arms behind his back, and literally going like this.
Doing the lip quiver.
Can someone just call my mom and let her know I'm okay? Please, someone just call my mom and let her know I'm fine. 29-year-old man.
Yeah.
What was he being a dick about?
I don't know.
I was just actually being honest about how Dean was at the time. Yeah.
He called me a dick, so I just fired him.
Those were the angry years. Yeah.
Well, you're coming back, bitch.
I didn't know if it was okay to say, but I don't listen to reggae at all, and I was really moved by that guy. I don't listen to reggae at all.
You don't? Are you gonna now?
I honestly was so
moved by it. Go get his album, Rebirth. It could be one of the greatest albums, and he's such a positive man. All he does is preach positivity.
How great is that?
He's going to live till he's 140.
It's refreshing.
You just feel it. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's refreshing. I believe in that, man. That's awesome.
Craig Gass is here. We'll chat with him in a minute. Dave Coulier is here too. So now Dave Coulier is going to be at Yuck Yucks this weekend, and so he's I know. And,
What, are you
and
jealous?
Craig is one of the world's greatest impressionists. Dave Coulier, another great impressionist. So we're going to have an impressionist off coming up in a minute.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's going to be crazy.
I want to go.
Are you
see
nervous?
it.
Is this like, do you get nervous when
I'm
you meet
excited.
more successful comedians? No.
I'm excited. Everyone's more successful. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm just, I'm a fan. I love comedy so much that I hang out in comedy every night when I'm not performing. It's like I want to marinate myself in comedy all the time.
Thank God you said a D.
I've seen those videos. Okay.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about doing some crazy Japanese bukkake.
Anyway.
Marinate yourself. 8:38, time for a look at Edge traffic. Here's Adwa. Hey, Adj, guess who's here?
Who's there?
A guy who really loves you. His name's Tracy Morgan.
Oh, Tracy Morgan's there?
Who's this?
It's Adjoa.
Hey, you sound sexy.
Doing what I can.
Yeah? How old are you?
I'm 33.
33? You sound like you got a sweet fat ass. You want to hang out with me?
Not so much. Not so much. It's
Yeah?
average. Yeah, it's average.
Oh, it's good, and she's hot.
Oh, beyond.
You ever been in a movie?
No.
I'm filming a porno.
You're filming a porno?
Outside of Sausagefest. I'm casting people.
Or
It's
inside
called
of
Men in Back. Men in Back. You want to be in it?
I'm pretty sure I don't, but thank
Knock
you.
on the door 3 times. I'm going to be in my tidy whitey. Getting ready to film. It's a wrestling porno.
Are you starring in it?
It's a wrestling porno.
It's a wrestling porno. I've always wanted to be a professional wrestler. I got a name picked out and everything.
What is it?
My name? Professional wrestling name?
Yeah.
Poo Poo Chris.
Poo Chris.
Poo Poo Chris. My finishing move
Coco Chris.
is the Dutch oven. I hold you down, give you the Dutch oven. You want to be in a movie with Poo Poo Chris?
No. Thank you for the offer, though.
8:40.
Come on.
Craig will be at Sausage Fest.
Me and Jimmy Cliff are hanging out. No, I'm just saying, me and Jimmy Cliff are friends.
The Dean Blundell Show.
It's going to scar me for life and it's going to haunt me forever. Even at an old age.
102.1.
I don't know how you put up with it.
The Edge.
Dave Coulier, everybody.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm waking up. I'm a little jet lagged, I got to admit, but I'm here.
When did you get here?
I drove here from Detroit.
I'm sorry you were in Detroit.
Well, that's where I was born. I guess you're sorry I was born.
Yes. Your car must not be that nice if you got out of it with it.
Actually, I drove my mom's van.
Okay.
I'm bearing it all this morning.
Did you really? You drove your mom's van?
I drove my mom's van. She was very insistent. You know, Dave, don't rent a car. It's a waste of money. I'm not going to use the van this weekend. You just drive there. Although last week I was in New Brunswick with my mom. We took the train from Windsor, Ontario, here to Toronto, and then Montreal, Bathurst, where my mom's family is from.
Yeah, the train goes all the way out there.
It goes all the way out there.
You know, that is my preferred method of travel if I'm going to be on the ground. I really mean it. It could be the nicest way to do it. You take the VO1.
Yeah.
And you can get did you and your mom just get S-faced on the way out there?
You know, I don't want to talk about her drug habits, but not on the air. Not on the air. I said I was bearing all, but that's as far as I go when it comes to my mom, you know, shoot and smack.
Well, each grandparent tends to get involved in narcotics after the age of 7. What else is there, right? You know,
Yeah,
and now's the time to try heroin when you're 80.
Absolutely. I'm constipated. Time to shoot up.
Yeah.
Why not?
So what have you been up to, dude? How's life? What's shaking?
Life is good, man. I was telling Dave here, you know, we were sitting here looking at some of the animation cells here in the building, and I did the Bob and Doug McKenzie show with my buddy Dave Thomas.
That's right.
That was a lot of fun. So I got to talk like Rick Moranis for a long time, and like talk about beer.
So you did Rick's character on the show?
I did, yeah. It was pretty remarkable. Dave called me up. He said, "Hey, Davey, listen, we got to do this series, and Rick's not going to do it, so
you have to.
Oh, she told you have to.
Yeah, and he said, you do a really good Rick ripoff. So and I said, okay. So it was great.
And did you already know those guys?
So
You know
funny.
Dave? And you know,
I've known
Rick?
Dave Thomas since he was our executive producer on America's Funniest People many years ago.
Wow,
We
I
hit
didn't
it
know
off,
that.
became friends. And then he sold this series to Global. And Rick is in New York and really didn't want to partake in the show.
Wow.
So we did it. and-
Well, he's busy being shrunk for the 55th time.
That's right. That's right. And shrinkage is a bad thing, let me tell you. all
It's
right?
like the voice gigs I get is the celebrities who don't want to do it. They'll have me come in. So like for Family Guy, they'll go, well, all right, Owen Wilson won't do it. He thinks it's offensive. So, Craig, can you do an Owen Wilson? And I'll go, yeah, I'm trying to go.
And then you give it a shot
Yeah.
after. Did you know how to do a good Rick before, too? Or were you always...
I
did you
used
have
to
perfect it?
kid around with Dave when I first met him. I go, hey, like, what do you want to do? Like, drink beer or something? And he would just, never heard that one before.
Did you do the kulu for him? Or?
Well, we did that. I didn't do that, but we finally did it when we did the end. You talk about being a copycat. That's kind of how I started doing voices. One of the first jobs I had in Hollywood was copycatting Robin Williams for the Mork and Mindy cartoon series when he was off doing a movie.
Wow.
And so
you have a coke habit, or are you all right?
Oh, yes, very much so. Oh, yes, I did.
that's
I did after I did it. Completed the series. I was a cokehead. And then
I didn't know there
Richard.
was a Mork and Mindy cartoon. That's awesome.
At the time, are you working and doing stand-up in L.A.?
Yeah, I was 20 years old, just got to Los Angeles, and then Richard Pryor would do his movies, and he wouldn't do his own looping. And so that was when they were syndicating movies to television, and they had to take out all the dirty words.
Yeah.
So I went in and then started looping for Richard Pryor, which is very strange, Jack, because you're there.
God, that is beautiful.
You're there, and you realize the whole time that you're white.
Wow.
And that's some strange stuff, Jack. Yeah.
That is beautiful.
It's all these weird offshoot
Well, especially because you
characters,
look like him when you're doing it. That was awesome.
When you guys do it, that was unbelievable. Dave Coulier, guest Craig Gass is here. He's an Impressionist coming to Sausagefest tomorrow. When you guys do these, do you sit and practice them? Like, how did you come up with the Richard Pryor? Does it just come to you? Some just come and some are harder.
Some just, for me, some just do. And I started doing voices. I have a younger brother, Dan, and we used to call it narrating the neighborhood. We used to sit on the front porch, and he'd go, all right, you take Mr. Rondo, and I'll take Mr. Hooper. And they would be walking around in the front grass or something, and we would start doing their voices. And then we would lay in our bunk beds at night, and we would just riff on these family voices, and it made us laugh so hard. I thought, wow, this would be such a fun job if you could turn this into a job. And that's kind of how I
And so
I
it started out as just impressions of people in the neighborhood and family members.
and my family. Yeah,
same
Yeah.
here. That was just
well, because your folks are deaf, right?
My whole family's deaf.
Really?
My mom, and that's how I learned how to do voices.
So they don't appreciate
Yeah,
you.
exactly.
They don't.
My whole family's deaf, so I couldn't learn how to talk from my own family. I learned how to talk by copying all the voices I heard on TV. And I never got an accent from the Bronx. And, everyone in the Bronx has like a really thick,
So let me ask you this. What's your most obscure one?
Well, I thought it was Tracy Morgan, but Tracy's become famous now because I've had so many stories of Tracy Morgan running into him. I used to write for Weekend Update, and
Sure.
I would see Tracy, and trying to explain to Tracy that my family was deaf was just like, I've had conversations where he went,
So, Craig, your family's like retarded, right? No, they're not retarded. They're deaf. Okay, they're deaf.
That's
They're
a
deaf.
great one.
So, do they wear like football helmets? No, they don't wear football helmets. They're deaf, man. Okay, can they drive?
Do you ever teach somebody how to do an impression?
I don't think it's really.
I don't think you can.
Here, I'm going to try and teach you how to do Chris Rock.
Okay.
All right, Chris Rock.
Very generous of you.
You never touch your teeth together when you're doing Chris Rock because the whole time you're there and your teeth never touch. Your teeth never touch. That's how you do Chris Rock. You just talk and your teeth, as long as your teeth.
But do you
never
analyze him? Like Dave Coulier, Craig Guest are here. Do you analyze guys when you look at them, Dave? Craig, like do you try and do because your Richard Pryor was?
That's amazing.
If you've seen the Richard Pryor skit where he's talking talking about how coke makes you do crazy stuff in bed. You jump off and the wife on the face. That was it looked exactly, and I'm a massive Richard Pryor fan, so it blew my mind. But do you do the faces too? Like your Tracy Morgan is exactly how Tracy Morgan looks.
I think of the person. I think of the person. I don't necessarily think of the voice. I think of the person, and then because I just find myself kind of doing their body
that's how I am with Joe Pesci, too. And same thing. Like right now, I want to shoot you in the foot. I literally want to look over there. Pow! Zoom! Unbelievable, this guy busting my chops. Unbelievable.
No, here's my most obscure one.
I do have an obscure one.
You do? All right.
Yeah.
You go first then. You do
It's
your
like
first.
this is like Impressionist horse here.
You know what I've done? I've removed myself from my own show. You guys go.
What made me think of it was when you said I can teach you how to do an impression. The only impression that I can teach somebody to do, and this is really, really obscure, is the old broadcaster Tom Snyder. And Tom Snyder, this old...
With that crazy piece that he wears on his head?
Yeah.
And the way to do Tom Snyder is you come out of a big laugh and you go right into a question. So it's a big, hearty laugh and right into a question. You go, let me ask you something. And that's the whole impression. I can't go any further than that.
What's your obscure one?
Now, a lot of people don't know that Albert Brooks was actually named his real name is Albert Einstein. Talk about cruel parents, right?
Wow.
So his brother is Bob Einstein, who used to be Super Dave Osborne.
Oh, wow.
And so those two are my two most because you just have to think of Bob Einstein speaking with his brother Albert the entire time. Really? You're making fun of my voice. That's what you're doing? I don't believe it. Really? Here on the airwaves in Canada. You had to wait until we crossed the border. Now you're making fun of me. I don't like it. I don't see the point. I don't.
Wow.
Really? You don't see the point? I'm not making fun of you at all, Albert. It all stems from our parents. I hate my parents, by the way. Just thought I'd tell you that. I never knew that. I never knew you hated our mother and father. I should, because they named me Albert Einstein.
Oh, that is
He's doing Funkhauser, by the way. If you don't know
Marty
Super Dave
Funkhauser.
Osborne,
The only other person I ever heard do a Super Dave Osborne impression, Norm Macdonald loves doing Super Dave Osborne.
Super Dave. Yeah. That's
the best.
Those are obscure ones.
Yeah, we had Super Dave on a couple years ago. He told us what could possibly be the dirtiest joke I've ever heard in my life. About you put the liver inside the woman's hoo-ha, and then that's so the mother told the. Have you heard that joke?
Good Lord.
I've heard it a bunch of different ways. That's a beautifully constructed joke.
What about the grandmother one he told us too?
Which one was that?
Where he did the grandma, we take it out of the...
Yeah, where he walked in and this kid walks in, it could be a great story, and the dad, he sees the dad giving it to the mom, and he's like, what are you doing to mom?
Basically, it looks like you're hurting mom, and he's like, go away. He's like shooing away the kid.
So then the kid goes and plows the grandma. Just how does that feel? Jesus.
But in obviously the great voice that you do. Yeah.
Well, Dave, I got a question. This is a completely selfish question for me, but
probably
aren't guys who do voices? I have found guys who do impressions to be really weird. Are they usually weird? Like they're weird towards me.
Really? That's maybe there's a competitive thing there. I've gotten to work with so many of my voice heroes who were really incredible people, like Dawes Butler, Mel Blanc.
Oh wow!
Oh, you worked with Mel Blanc?
Yeah, I did when they brought the Jetsons back. They brought the Jetsons back for syndication.
He is. Correct me if I'm wrong. He's Bugs Bunny. He's everything. He was the king of the voices.
Yeah, pretty much, Doc. Yeah.
I'll see. Hold on now, boy. This is insane. Yeah, it's just. But sitting there and you realize that there's this cacophony of characters sitting there across from you, and I mean, it was amazing. And so I've really gotten to work with some incredible people. Frank Welker is a good friend of mine, and we worked on Muppet Babies together. And, I've found them to be, some are strange.
Contemporaries, though, like guys who are...
Kevin Pollak's a good friend of mine, and he's great.
Oh, he's an excellent impressionist, and no one knows that, right? Like very few people know how good he is.
He's got a great Shatner and great Christopher Walken that he does is really great.
Gas does a pretty good Christopher Walken.
Well, it's the one that I'm really embarrassed about is doing Christopher Walken because so many people do it, and my reason for wanting to do a Christopher Walken impression, worst reason in the world, I saw Kevin Spacey do it on Saturday Night Live, and I said, I want to do that. But he had nailed it, so what's the point of doing it?
Yeah, once it's taken.
Yeah, it's taken.
Once somebody does a great voice like that, you go, oh, okay, they've nailed it.
Oh, you concede to it. I like that. So there's some sort of impressionist etiquette, too.
I don't think there is at all.
Yeah, I don't think there is either.
I really don't think there is
either. But I always get a kick out of rare impressions. I get a kick out of,
the obscure ones that you mentioned. Like, to give us the information that Bob Einstein and Albert Einstein are Super Dave and Albert Brooks, who, by the way, was awesome in Drive. Do you see Drive? You see that?
Oh,
movie?
yeah.
He was
great.
awesome.
Yeah, he was great.
To do those, not a lot of people will do an Albert Brooks. Not a lot of people will do a Super Dave because Super Dave sounds like he's got esophagus cancer.
He does. There's something going on there. I'm not sure what it is. I think it's a piece of lettuce from 1968.
So do guys come up to you and, hey, I do impressions too, and they want to throw their impressions at you a lot?
Yeah, sometimes guys, guys...
Hey, check this out. Check this out.
I can do you, Dave. I go, no, that's Jeff Daniels. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. You got the wrong guy. Jeff Daniels and I are both from Detroit.
Yes.
We're both hockey fans and had never met each other, but apparently my friend Mike Binder, who's another comedy director, says to me, I was talking to Jeff about one of my movies, and we sat down. He goes, it's uncanny how close you guys resemble each other. Mm-hmm. And he said, you do the same kind of facial tics, you move the same way. He goes, it's amazing. And Jeff told him, he said, if one more person comes up to me and says, cut it out, I'm going to smack him.
Wow.
And people come up to me all the time and go, are you dumb or dumber?
Oh, wow.
So I met Jeff finally, and he came up to me and he goes, I go, I know. We both kind of said the same thing, passing each other.
I get the same thing with Lars from Metallica. It's hard.
Do you?
It's tough, yeah.
Hey, man. So I was out there just touring around, and I guess people say that we look like each other, but so do you have any Coke?
Yeah, what I get is the other guys who do impressions, like Frank Caliendo, is always weird to me.
Yeah,
Is
he really?
Yeah, he's just.
I don't know Frank.
But like I'll be at an open.
Frank does the John Madden, everybody. Of course, Frank does the John Madden on the NFL,
which is really great.
It's really good, really well done. Yeah.
Daryl Hammond, it was always weird.
Yeah,
to me. And
have you guys ever met Rich Little? Because he's like one of the most famous ones.
I have not met Rich Little, but man, when I was a kid growing up, he was the guy. He was the guy that you could you could watch and go, wow, that's really cool. But all of his people are dead now, I think. They're all dead.
Yeah, and he does. I mean, I remember they had Impressionist Week on Letterman, and Rich Little came out, and when he went into his car, I was like, God, that is spot on.
Yeah.
That is
well, there's an appreciation for it from both of you, right? Yeah.
What are some of the newer characters you do, Dave? Like guys that say an 18-year-old be like, yeah, that's good.
Napoleon Dynamite. Oh, you're ruining my life.
I've been at open mics where a guy will come and go, are you Greg? And I go, what? Are you Greg? Yeah, I'm Greg. You're the guy who does the voices? And I go, yeah, what's going on, man? How you doing? I do impressions too. And I go, oh, great. So what are your favorite impressions? I do 754 impressions. All right. Well, like it's almost like there's a race. There's some kind of a battle going on.
Wow, there are no windows in your bedroom, are there, buddy?
901. Dave Coulier, our guest. Craig Gass, our guest. You can see Dave his act is all clean, by the way, so you can bring even religious folks.
So unlike Bob,
unlike my filthy Jewish sister, Bob Saget. Yes. Yeah. I love Bob. He's my brother.
Yuck Yucks in Ajax is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That is tonight, tomorrow night, and the next night, 7:30 p.m., 10:30 p.m., 2 shows a day. Yuck Yucks, 235 Bailey. You can call 416-967-6425 or yuckyucks.com. Great to finally meet you. Really thankful you came in. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Come back again if you can.
I'd love to.
I'm grateful to Dean for letting me hang out and meeting Dave. That was awesome.
fun, man. That was fun. Yeah.
Awesome.
You should be very grateful.
You're gonna make me sit in my diapers at a police station now?
Yeah, probably.
You're welcome.
Thanks again, guys. Go to yuckyucks.com for more information. Craig Gash, you can get, where are you on the web, bud?
What is it? Facebook.com/ILoveGas with 2 S's, and you'll see some awful pictures.
I bet you will.
Awful pictures. Any weird situation I come across with weird or with a celebrity, I put it in there. So.
I appreciate it.
So if we can get Dave to do something really bizarre before he leaves, that'd be awesome so we could take a picture
I'm not
of it.
pulling my pants down.
Oh, my God, he's Jewish.
The Dean Blundell Show.
I have some bad things to say about those people. Friggin', I heard it. Flying through my friggin' damn wall.
The Dean Blundell Show.
Boom, man.
102.1.
Friggin', I knew it.
The Edge.
Joining us in studio, they have a show this Sunday at Echo Beach the day after Sausage Fest. Go see it. These guys are, every time you see them, they're 100%. Joining us in studio, lead singer of Our Lady Peace, Rain Maida, our friend. Hey, Rain.
Hey, there we go.
You look good.
Thank you.
You look like
the hair's short.
Like 12.
I know he's like a
12.
14-year-old boy. Like you just came in for playing catch. I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah, well, that's nice. Not many people say that. New album is called Curve, and it's awesome. On the back of it, I had noticed you guys all look pretty, but Taggart looks like he could be, and he could be a serial killer.
He has trouble crossing borders.
Does he?
Yes, he does.
You guys have been doing that a lot lately. How's the tour been?
Tour's been amazing. We just got back from a little East Coast jaunt. It was crazy hot in Boston and Philly, but great shows. Had a little diversion in New York City. I had a friend of mine, Jared Paul, was a spoken word poet, go on stage. He did it in Boston. He's from Providence, so he came on in Boston. He just did a little piece. It was awesome before he went on. Then he came on again at the end in the encore. During Starseed, we did this intro, and he did a poetry piece over that. It's really heavy. He's a really intense guy. He's kind of.
Is he like a slam poet?
He is, yeah. And like an anarchist.
Oh, he hates everything.
He does, but he's a really sweet, gentle guy.
Yeah.
But he'd get up there anyway. So we said, hey man, why don't you just get on the bus, come down to New York with us? We'll do it, in a couple nights in New York. So we came on the bus and then we were playing at Irving Plaza in New York, and he got on there, did the first one again like he did in Boston. It was great, and then he said a couple things that did not go over well, and it got this room of 1,200 people got so hostile. They started throwing bottles.
No.
Wow.
What that's like going to a Sum 41 show.
Yeah. Just for the music.
You know what? He said something about he truly is a radical. He was arrested at the RNC convention 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And held for 6 days without being able to call lawyers. A huge deal. And he won his case and just showed that whatever was going on there with the police and kind of the military style that they treated some of the protests, all peaceful protests. Mm-hmm. But he said something about that. I guess there were some, cops in the crowd or some soldiers, and it just started. But it was amazing to see this room just kind of go from
Well, what was it that he said?
Yeah, what was he saying?
I don't know. It was just they're flowing so fast when they're saying this stuff, but all of a sudden. It wasn't F
took
police,
a turn,
but it took so fast.
Do you know what? When you're in a group of people too, and everybody's been in a group of people where there's 15, 20 people talking, and someone says something so offside, and they don't think it was
right,
and they're going what? And all of a sudden, everyone turns on them, and that's just 10, 50 people. You had a couple thousand people in the crowd.
It was bad.
It must have been a nice relief though. Finally, wasn't Taggart doing it?
Yeah,
exactly.
What happened? So people, did he have to get him on stage?
He's a tough mofo, man.
He kept
stood
going
up there and did it, like a militant. And so we were thinking, where is this crowd? We were trying to gauge, where have they turned against us?
Yeah,
because I introduced them. I said, this is a guy I aspire to be. Oh man,
not anymore. Did you come out?
So
and
I came
back
back
and said, joking.
Yeah, I don't like that guy. I don't know how he got up here.
I love it when we turn coat right there.
Pretty easy to do.
Well, you got nice teeth. You don't want to bottle in those things, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Exactly. They're all filled in.
No, they're not. You do. I was watching a video of Rain and your wife, Chantal Kreviazuk, who's just a legendary songwriter and a lovely lady. And I can't remember the name of the documentary that they did about her and yourself and your family and music.
Right.
Well, I don't know what was the name of it? I watched
No
it.
idea. I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it. No.
Dude, you got to watch this. So you see a day in the life, and they get performances and I watched it, and it was so moving to watch a man and a woman who were very successful actually really love each other.
Isn't that sweet?
I thought it exists.
We're Canadian.
I saw them at Weber's once, and they were in love there too, eating their cheeseburgers. Yeah.
It's hard to not be happy at Weber's. Isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So big show this Sunday at Echo Beach. If people don't know where Echo Beach is, where
I
is
don't even
it?
know where Echo Beach is.
Where's Echo
It's
Beach?
like the.
thought it was right out here.
I believe it's
Ontario
even though
Place.
Ontario Place is closed, it is in Ontario Place. So
And so they
yeah.
called it Echo Beach.
Yeah.
And it's apparently a really, really cool venue.
Oh, cool. And it's like, doesn't the X start this weekend too?
Yeah, the X starts this
Yeah,
weekend, so you
yep.
can go get a funnel cake and then head over and.
Good Lord.
Or these big bacon sandwiches. You see these things now?
I
I'm
heard
talking
they
about?
were, Jeremy actually said last year they were deep frying butter.
Oh yeah, sticks of butter.
That's awesome.
But what do they have now this year? They got this deep fried. It's a
like this
Mars
bacon
bar
with
wrapped
more-
in bacon that's deep fried.
And more bacon.
Of course. Hey, I heard this thing. Were you? I haven't been following because we travel so much. The whole Rob Ford thing, but I heard someone took a picture.
Yeah, and sent it to me.
Oh, sent it to you. It wasn't
Yeah,
you that took the picture.
No, what
I sent
happened
it
was
to you,
it was a
and you
cop
leaked
friend
it.
of mine.
Oh, nice.
And he's driving. So what he does is he sends me this picture, and it's a picture of Fordsy. And I know you guys are big Rob Ford fans.
Come on, man.
Taggart
Don't
loves
throw
her.
that on. Oh, yeah.
So Fordsy, he's reading as he's
Fordsy,
driving.
that's what it's called.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Fordster.
oh, sure.
Yeah. Fordsy's reading while he's driving, right? So
It
he's-
wasn't a menu we were shocked.
No, we
Yeah.
thought it was a menu for fast food. So anyway, he's reading, and so my friend takes a picture, tweets it. He goes, "Do what you want with it." I was going westbound. This guy's doing 70 while he's reading.
Oh, my
by
God.
the way, on the Gardner by the Jameson. So I said, "Oh, okay." So I just retweeted it with his text that he sent me. I still have it on my text, and it blew up. It went everywhere. It took like an hour. I turned on the radio. I was driving up north. I turned on the radio, like, our top story, Rob Ford.
No
Yeah,
way.
no word of a lie.
The Star gave you credit, though.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
I
that was
didn't
like the
know
only
that.
publication. Yeah.
I don't need any more credit.
Oh.
We don't need any more, do
When
we?
we were making this record, do we have time for this?
Yeah,
story?
absolutely
This is a
we
cool
do.
story. We're making this record, and so Jeremy and I went out early in the morning. We're in LA. We're doing some overdubs or something, and
Can you explain overdubs to people? They might think that's something like hardcore
yeah, like some
LA drug.
percussion, or he came down there to just do a couple because we recorded a bunch of it here in Toronto, and then we were doing some little things in LA at my house just to finish it. And so we got up early and went out we want to go get a coffee. So my canyon has this this one offshoot called the Brentwood Country Estates that just goes up past my house, and that's where like Spielberg lives and all these, rich Hollywood types. And so we pull up to the stop sign, and this huge black Benz pulls out, doesn't even stop, pulls out in front of us and takes off down the canyon. So we get down the canyon, and it ends at sunset, and there's 2 lanes to turn left, and we pull up against this Benz, and we look in the car, and Maria Shriver is there bawling, her uncontrollably. And I said, "Yeah, that's Maria Shriver's right there, like in that Benz. What's going on?" She, just could not stop crying. We follow them down Sunset. We get to another stoplight, and we look over.
Schwarzenegger's
and
ex.
Schwarzenegger's driving. So this is and I talk about this because you're talking about that picture.
Yeah.
This is 2 days later that whole story broke.
Wow, so you
about
saw it
Arnold,
happen. And the gross cleaning lady.
If we were not Canadian and we would have been thinking, we would have taken a picture of Shriver and we would have broke it and sold it, right? For like 75.
To TMZ,
Yeah,
yeah.
a friend of mine works at TMZ. He was like, "Yeah, you probably get about 75 grand for that picture."
No way.
What were you thinking,
that crazy?
dude? Why didn't you take a picture?
I'm just not there. I will tell you what. Next time, I'm that guy. I have an iPhone now. Yeah, before it would have been on Blackberry, so it would have been all blurry, and we would have been in trouble.
No,
I got 8
grand,
pixels
eh?
now, man.
You got 8? I don't even have 8 pixels.
Okay.
On my camera phone, but if you so you see him, you try. What was Arnold doing? Was he crying? Was he stoic? Did you?
He was pretty stoked. Yeah. Who knows? They were probably going to a lawyer's. Like something was heavy.
It was going down.
Was that and then 2 days after? That's when we found out. Obviously.
Well, 2 days after I was sitting in bed with Chantel, and we heard all these helicopters, and we turn on the TV and CNN, and the story broke.
Does that happen a lot? And then living in that neighborhood, you'll see helicopters flying above homes
All
and
the
stuff.
time, yeah.
Wow, what a life.
You like that?
Yeah,
you like that? People looking in your backyard
Right?
all the time while you're shooting hoops?
Yeah, right. That's right. Just wait, you must be friendly. Canadian here.
Yeah, oh, there's Canadians. There is nothing bad going on in that compound right there.
And if you're ever hurting for cash, you just make Chantel cry and get someone to take a
That's
picture
it.
of it.
Well, I'm like, that's my second job now. I'm a little photographer.
Little paparazzi.
Yeah, right, man.
Rain Maid, our guest, Our Lady Peace, of course, they have a show this Sunday, Echo Beach. New album is called Curve, and it is awesome. You can get it on iTunes, and you can pretty much get it anywhere you can get music. And get your tickets for this weekend show on Sunday. Is your slam poet coming there? Is he
No.
Is he allowed in
He's
Canada?
not allowed in Canada. He's been turned away a few times.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The Dean Blundell Show. 102.1 The Edge.
Can we just go right to the phones before we do some predictions?
Absolutely.
All right.
Dean,
And you
you're-
can just spit the predictions out as we go.
Yeah, that's good.
You're good at spitting.
Actually, some actually came true.
What came true real
Okay,
quick?
the dolphin that had sex with somebody.
Yeah, you said
I
that.
predicted that on this
yeah,
show.
we talked about it. It was this morning we talked about
Yeah.
it.
It's on your blog, right? The
Yeah,
video?
man.
Dude, it's on your blog,
and
bro.
I said a
That
dolphin
is
would
awesome.
have sex with somebody.
Because the girl, like, there's probably like 20, 22 years old. The girl, she goes to, and she literally spreads open her legs and
And
puts
that's
her,
when the dolphin goes,
from her knees down.
I'm home.
How did it know to go to that scent?
She spread her legs.
I guess dolphins have to have sex too.
Yeah.
Right?
I want to hump the chum.
It
Chum
humped all
humper.
right.
Go ahead.
Then the Iran earthquake, I predicted
Yeah,
that.
you did.
Yeah.
And also on April 3rd, I put on Twitter that Dulles Airport in Washington, D.C. would have a problem.
Yeah.
Well, two planes clipped each other there.
They did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So
You're good.
that was put out.
All
right.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Let's
Yeah.
get to some phones here. Hi, The Edge.
Alrighty.
Hello.
Yo.
What's up?
Yo. Nikki, I need to know something.
Sure, yo.
Okay. So I'm having sex with this guy the other day.
Right.
But afterwards, he wants to cuddle. Is that gay?
Yeah, you can go all. I think that's a silly question. You can go
Hi,
all the
The
way
Edge.
with him.
I like it.
Yeah.
And no, you're not. As long as you're not pushing. Hi, The Edge.
Hello.
Hi, who's this?
Hi, it's Christina.
What's up?
I'm just calling to say thanks for 10 years of a wonderful commute every morning.
Did we get fired?
No, I'm moving to BC on
Oh,
Monday.
my God.
So you guys make my day every day.
Well, thank you. Why are you moving to BC?
I'm going back to work on my master's.
Oh, good for you.
Not a girl.
Master's in what?
It's actually called positive psychology.
What does that mean?
Well, I teach health and wellness at college right now,
Mhm.
so it's all about health and happiness and fitness and just making people the best they can be.
Well, good for you. Thanks for all your nice work.
So I'm
And if
coming
we're
to,
if we're actually feeding you sometime, like if you think that you're a real positive thinker, and we've played a big part in your life, that's weird.
Well, no, you guys make me laugh every morning, and
Okay,
laughter
good.
is a huge part of happiness and health,
Yes, it is.
right?
Well, I appreciate it.
I'm
What's your
gonna
name?
I'm going to be at Sausage Fest tomorrow, and I'd love to just give you a big hug and say thank you.
We would like. I love hugging women.
All right?
All right.
Awesome. Well, you guys have a great day.
Okay, we'll talk to you soon.
Most Thanks again. women.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
this is going to be the first time my girlfriend's coming.
Girlfriend? Oh.
So it's
Are you nervous?
No.
Are you nervous?
No,
You
she's
bring your
bringing
girlfriend to the
a
big show?
stick. She's going to bring a stick and tap me with it when.
Oh, are you worried
Bang,
about
bang.
that a little
No,
bit?
I
huh?
could care less.
I got the handcuffs off for the day, did you, bud?
I like that.
I can start making fun of you
No,
now.
no,
Yeah.
no, I'm totally with it. I am huge. Hi, The Edge.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. What's up, guys?
Good. You got a question for Nikki?
Yeah, I do.
What?
Nick, I've been trying to reach you for a while. I think my house is haunted.
Your house is haunted? You got to speak up.
I think I have a ghost.
A
How do you
goat?
know?
He has a goat in his house?
Ghost.
Oh,
Yeah.
hump it.
Well, you know what?
100%. I think I have a ghost
Just tell me about the ghost.
What happened?
So the first time I thought that I had a ghost, I had a nightmare, and I woke up in the middle of the night, and I remember the dream crystal clear. There was a woman standing on top of my bed, just over me, very tall, very skinny, and she had a very frightening look, and she was holding me down. And I remember waking up and I tried to scream, but I was so paralyzed.
You
with
couldn't.
fear.
Yeah, it's sleep paralysis. I've had that. It's crazy.
I had it last night, actually.
You did?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought there would be a reasonable explanation, right? But the other night I'm in bed, and now my girlfriend's moved in with me, and all of a sudden my dog gets up, And he's sitting there, and he's looking in the corner in the pitch black, and he just starts barking. And he's looking there, and he's got his ears perked up, and he's so focused on something. And it didn't matter how many times I grabbed him or touched him, he still kept barking. He wouldn't stop. And the next morning, my girlfriend wakes up. She tells me she had a nightmare. And she was so terrified by the nightmare that she couldn't even remember. I've also had another friend sleep over.
Dude, by the way, you tell an awesome story. Good job. You're doing awesome. Yeah, way to go.
Way to interrupt it. I love,
yeah, shut up. I'm going to tell you, what I appreciate more than anything are people that tell awesome stories. So you keep it up there, kid.
Thanks, bud.
Keep going. You said you had another one.
So, yeah, my buddy slept over, and he said he saw the exact same thing in my room. That's where he was staying. I was in another room. And it's just freaking me out. I want to know what's going on.
Okay, now, how many times did you see this ghost?
I saw the ghost once, but it's not the first terrifying experience that I've had in my house.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, now, this ghost, did it have clothes on?
Yeah, she does.
Okay, and are they from the turn of the century or are they modern?
They look more like pioneer type.
Right. Okay. Now, I'm getting the name Matilda.
That's kind of frightening.
It is.
Why? Out of all the things, that's frightening?
That's a little frightening.
Why?
That name is just something.
It's a
so
creepy
eerie
name,
about that
Matilda.
name.
Yeah.
Matilda.
There was a horror movie with someone named Matilda in it, wasn't there? There was a horror movie.
Oh,
There's
really?
lots of horrors named Matilda, bud.
Well, I think her name was Matilda. Matilda
Okay.
Moore.
Matilda Moore.
Now, you can look
Sounds
that
like a
up in
porn
the...
star.
No, Todd.
That's Matilda
Not
Moore.
in-
Oh, yeah.
Not in Pilgrim days.
Oh, you just trust me.
Now, I would think, and this is what I'm getting, but there could have been a very tragic fire on the land where your house is.
Okay.
Way back when. Okay, so you should look that up. Okay, look the name up. I'm getting 1857.
Why is Matilda Horror holding him down, though? Why?
Matilda Moore.
Yeah,
sorry.
She's
she
trying
had
to...
her hands on me. I could feel her touching me. You say sleep paralysis, but like I felt it.
At least you said Matilda.
Really felt it.
Well, you know what? Because
Frank.
she's trying to tell you or warn you of something. And also, the person that she was with was very abusive.
Uh-huh.
But I really feel...
How does he get... Here's a question, because we've always talked about when guys call in and they've got ghost stories, how does he cope with it? Because I was talking to, actually, my girlfriend's brother who had this couple of weird things happen, and I said, from what I understand, these people just want to communicate with you,
They
right?
do. They
But
do.
you shouldn't be afraid.
No, not
But
at all.
see, here's the thing. I never really believed in paranormal or anything like that. You know, if I can see it, I'll believe in it.
I don't
I'm very
either, dude. But I
scientific
don't
and
deny that it might exist. This is the thing. You can't ever say something doesn't happen if someone experiences it because it's their experience, right?
Yeah,
and there are too many weird things, and now you have firsthand. But I want to know, what is he supposed to do?
Yes.
To get rid of this horror,
White-
Or how does he embrace it?
White candles.
White
candles?
White candles for purity. Lit.
in the room?
Yeah.
Put
yeah.
them next to the drapes.
Yeah.
No.
And then you'll die, and you'll be hanging out with Matilda.
Maybe that's what happened.
No, it could be because I see a lady holding a candle.
Yep.
It's really weird. I'm getting this, and it's very. There was a fire there. Maybe she's warning you of another fire in the area too.
Yeah, maybe she's telling you not to light white candles.
Right.
In your room.
No.
Yeah.
I would say now I've always told people this: get a camera, take pictures. And you can see, you can probably get an image of her.
What if she has big guns?
That's
big
Dolly
hooters?
Parton.
I don't know if that's a line I want to cross.
Oh, do
With
it.
the ghost?
No,
Do
but,
it.
With the
like,
paranormal, like just the kind of thing you don't mess around with.
No,
right?
it is, dude. Listen, you ever see The Sixth Sense with Bruce Willis? You ever see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, where this little kid and Bruce is dead, and you don't
and
find
it
out to
turns
the
out
end,
the
right?
movie
If you
he's
haven't
dead,
seen The
right?
Sixth Sense, he's dead. The whole
totally.
movie, he's dead. You just don't see
he's
the
dead.
back of his head, which is wide open. Anyway, so here's the thing. This kid started to talk to all these mutant, freaky ghosts, and he was fine. So maybe you should talk to her, even though she's holding you down, and say, "Hey, what's up, bitch?
no, don't do that.
Why not?
Don't do that.
Or how can I help you? What
Can
is
you
it?
go
How
no
can I help you?
dome with a ghost?
What's
Yeah,
that?
big
Can you
time.
go no dome with a
Yeah,
ghost?
you get ghost
Yeah,
age.
you could.
Yeah.
I remember though when I woke up and I saw her. She's very tall and she's very frightening looking. I couldn't get sound out of my mouth.
Yeah,
I couldn't.
Well, sure, because it freezes.
She was sitting on your face.
Sitting on your face.
She's sitting on your face.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's supposed to just communicate with him. See,
Just leave it.
Leave
you know,
it?
leave it. If you get
And
scared,
light white
it'll
candles?
come more. It'll come quicker. Light white candles. And honestly, if you look this up in the archives, you'll find that name in 1857. Matilda Moore. Let me know.
Yeah, go
take a picture.
Okay.
She's on Facebook, Matilda Moore,
Oh,
actually.
you're kidding?
Hey everyone, it's Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters.
Hi, this is actor Adrian Grenier.
This is Jason Sudeikis.
This is Jason Mewes.
Ricky Romero of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Hi, I'm Sean William Scott.
Hi, I'm Rick Mercer.
Yeah, dude, what's up? This is Steve-O.
This is Gilbert Godfrey.
Marcus from Mumford & Sons. Colby Armstrong from your Toronto Maple Leafs.
This is Dancing Monkey, Jay Baruchel. When I'm not making hit records, when I'm not hunting quail, jerking long balls into the stands at the Rouser Center,
Sleeping in a pool of vomit.
doing hot yoga,
Playing professional ice hockey.
I'm hanging out with the guys from the Dean Blundell Show.
Now I was drunk enough not to care. Woo! The biggest a**holes in Toronto.
That's what makes me happy.
Dean Blundell.
Happier than a one-legged pig on a fishing trip.
But I'd rather mow my lawn.
The Dean Blundell Show. 102.1 something. The Edge.
So, Nikki's here. We got time for maybe one or two more phone calls. Hi, The Edge.
Hi there.
Hey, sorry. Thanks for waiting.
That's okay, no problem. I've been practicing to make sure I deliver a good story for you.
Good for you.
Quite a while ago, a caller phoned in about the dimes she was finding. And Nikki said that was a good sign. So I'm not a huge believer, but I don't disbelieve, if that means much. I was finding dimes like crazy for about 2 weeks thereafter. And I thought, okay, it's a little bizarre. So I took the dimes and went, well, if it's such a good sign, and I looked up to the skies and said, hundreds would do me a lot better than these dimes. I didn't find any more dimes.
You're greedy.
That's what I figured. But I thought, what am I going to lose? But I started finding pennies. So I thought, well, what do pennies mean?
Well, pennies mean the same thing as a dime. So somebody's trying to communicate from up there.
Oh.
Somebody who died.
Only someone cheaper's trying to communicate through the dime.
That's what I figured.
Through the penny, then the dime. Like if you ask me, if Todd was dead, he'd be communicating for sure through dimes.
Through dimes?
Yeah. With me, anyway.
No.
Oh, really?
I'd be doing it on a barter system.
You'd be leaving notes saying, usually I leave dimes, but I just want to make sure you get the note first.
So there's no big difference between dimes and pennies?
Just 9 cents, ma'am.
Yeah, right. No, there's not. It's still the same feeling and the same thing that it means behind it.
Oh, okay.
It's just if you had a dead relative, it could be the dead relative communicating with you.
Okay, now I know you told the other caller that location of where you found the dimes kind of was indicative to what they were trying to tell you.
Was it in a fold of fat, man?
Oh my God.
I hope not.
No, it wasn't, thank goodness. No, I've been finding them in my vehicle, on the seat of the car.
Oh, they're just falling out of your pocket.
Yeah.
Right.
Hold it, I'm getting it. You have a hole in your pocket.
I've also been finding them in other people's homes. Like I clean homes.
Well, you shouldn't be pocketing those, ma'am.
But I know I've just cleaned a location, and then I'll go back to get something. Going, there's a dime on the floor. This is a little.
So
bizarre.
wait a second. You're telling me, if I'm to get this straight,
Okay.
this is very weird.
Okay, it is.
Okay, this is if I can just put two and two together real quick here. You're telling me you have found dimes on the seat of your car, and you're a cleaning lady.
Pennies.
Yeah, sorry, and dimes and pennies, probably the odd nickel.
No.
Maybe a quarter.
No.
A loony.
No.
Toonie.
No, I wish.
Oh, forgot your.
I wish.
Mostly dimes and pennies.
Pretty much.
So then you go and clean a house, and this is weird. She finds change as she's cleaning.
No way.
Yeah.
Like in the couch and
yeah,
stuff,
I
maybe?
guess so, maybe.
Throwing it out
What
there.
are the chances? Did you find it in the couch?
No.
Oh, okay.
Now I've got something here.
Oh.
Okay.
You're going to find an old lottery ticket.
Okay.
Now,
good.
it might not be yours. It could be somebody else's. And you're going to play those numbers, and you're going to win in October of a year.
October this year?
That's pretty.
October
That's
of a
cool.
year.
Oh, okay.
Of
How
a
much
year.
you charge an hour, by the way? I'm looking for a good cleaning lady.
Yeah, but you're down the city, and I'm north of Highway
Oh, okay.
7. So.
Where are you north of Highway 7?
Where am I north of Highway 7?
Yeah.
I'm Bolton, Loretto.
A little too out of your range, too.
A little too far for the drive. I don't like doing north of Highway or south of Highway 7.
No, I'm north of Highway 7, like in Markham.
Oh, Markham. That's still city for me.
I know. Okay, well, forget it then.
Now, when you find that old lottery ticket,
Yep.
okay,
Do you clean topless?
I could at my own house, but it's probably not something that would be great.
She cleaned the door. She cleaned the doorknobs and handles.
My God, yes.
Yeah, because that's the most. My clean lady doesn't do that. It frustrates the hell out of me.
Use Lysol.
Okay.
Get rid
Anyway,
of it.
Jesus.
They have mail maids that do that.
Mail maids?
Yeah, like I went to a party once.
Whatever,
and
you
my
horn
friend,
dog.
Yeah, my friend, she actually hired somebody, and it was a mailman naked with an apron, and he was
Really?
cleaning and
That's just
bartending.
unhygienic.
What about you vacuum behind the couch?
Yes.
Yeah,
All
mine
right,
was okay.
all right.
But buy that
there.
ticket. You're going to win in October
Get
of a
behind
year.
the
Now, it
couch.
could be this year or next year. I see you winning.
There you go. Good luck to you.
Yeah.
416-961-7976. You want to get a hold of Psychic Nikki, you can get her at psychicnikki.com. Also, the corner of Church and Jarvis.
Sure.
I don't
We're
think
still
so.
clean.
I'm joking.
Relax, you old bird.
We're just having fun here.
Oh, of course, Dean.
Folks, we'll see you tomorrow at Sausage Fest.
Yes.
We're very, very excited. Nikki will be there. Predictions. Real quick ones for charity. We're going to donate the money to charity. Someone suggested we do a donation at the door. I still won't do that for charity because I don't trust anybody. So don't. If someone asks you for a donation, other than when you go get a reading from Nikki, no. The answer is no. No one's doing donations.
Just donate your time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep in mind when you get there, you sign up for Uber car. They'll drive you home.
Yeah.
Because we don't want people to,
No, she said if you hate cab drivers, I mean, it's
easy.
It's just simple. You'll love it.
What else?
Craig Gass is there.
Craig
We had him
Gass
on
will
all
be
day.
there. Yeah, that was fun. Thanks to Craig Gass, Dave Coulier for coming in. Jimmy Cliff came in today. That was great. You can get all this on our podcast later.
Unbelievable.
This could have been, and I will say this, if you don't want to listen to the podcast, I'm going to listen to it, and I've never listened to one. That's the truth. But go and listen to the podcast later on today because it could have been my favorite show ever. Thanks to Rain Maida for coming in. Our Lady Peace playing Sunday.
And just to hear Jimmy Cliff's performance, it will bring you to tears, or if not, give you the chills for sure. And Craig Gass might just make you laugh out loud and make you cry from laughing. He was so funny,
very funny guy.
But I was going to say too with Sausage Fest, dickhead free.
Yeah. If you're wearing a tap out shirt or an affliction
Not
shirt,
allowed in.
not allowed in.
Yeah.
My rule.
Because gay sex is for outside. Yeah.
That's on the islands, man.
The Dean Blundell Show, 102.1 The Edge.